Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Future State Dark Detective Batman, and this is the Gold Label Sleeveless variant. This guy's a Target exclusive. They revealed these Target exclusive figures a little more than a month ago, and I've been checking Target ever since. Struck gold today and found two of these guys, so let's go and check out the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, age of 12 plus, part of the Gold Label collection, DC Multiverse Batman Dark Detective. Here he's in the package. He's got his grapple and bat rope, collector's card, and display stand. One side of the package, Batman Dark Detective from DC's Future State. Other side, simply says Batman Dark Detective. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. And on the back side, here's Batman posed up from the comics. So no further ado, let's open him up. And I did pick up both these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, and one to keep unopened in my complete, unopened Batman-related action figure collection. And here's this sleeveless Gold Label variant, next to the standard version of the Dark Detective Batman. Alright, now that we have this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He does come with a bat rope and grapple, a collector's card, and a display stand. But before we take a look at those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Bruce Wayne. This is the Dark Detective from Future State. Future State is sort of a what-if future. Tim Fox's Batman at the time. The traditional Batman, Bruce Wayne, has disappeared, but he's come back and is aiding and supporting the new Batman. This is the second variation. This is the sleeveless version. It's a Target exclusive Gold Label collection. I've seen a lot of customs of this already, and as simple as it is, I think it looks pretty cool. So let's take a look. This is Batman. He's a little bit not in your traditional outfit. He's kind of underground, supporting. I don't think he has his full arsenal by any means. Kind of reminds me of the Fortnite 0-point Batman or the new 52 0-year Batman. Cal's armored. I really don't like the way the ears look with this figure. Kind of makes me think of a monkey. They just stick out a little too far. They don't look bad from the side, but just it's a certain point at the front, it looks stupid. He's got that kind of angry expression. The Cal is sort of armored, short ears. He's got the bat symbol in the middle, outlined in yellow, above his armor. Now, the sleeves here, I'm pretty sure it's part of the jacket on the other one. I can't wait to compare them to in depth. Double jointed elbows, the traditional bat fins, double jointed knees, an armored look. Utility belt, a little more primitive. Pretty cool figure. Not your traditional Batman. A little more rugged, a little more underground. And just a closer look at his head and face sculpt. Now let's take a look at his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand, typical McFarlane stand, black perfect circle. It says DC on the bottom. It's got one peg for the peg holes on his feet. It's very thin, very basic. And then here's his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image from the Future State comic. We have the Dark Detective Batman. He's screaming in the rain, sleeveless version. Batman, Dark Detective from DC's Future State. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. And here's this Dark Detective Batman's collector's card, next to the previous version's collector's card. Now let's look at his bat rope. Rope, you can see texturing. Little piece down here. It's all one bunch together. Then we have the hook here. So essentially, you can't actually use this thing, but you can have him holding it to his side or getting ready to throw it. And in case you were wondering, it is, yes, 100% identical to the bat rope that came with the sleeved version. Here he is, holding the bat rope. I wish it would clip onto his belt somehow. That could be pretty cool. Now I wanted to look at the differences and reuse between this sleeveless Gold Label version and the original sleeved version of the Dark Detective Batman. So, obviously their heads are the same. Their torsos are mostly the same, although you can sort of see under the armor here, he has these straps added onto the new version. Now, I was a little surprised at the differences here. Get rid of the shoulder pad, but they didn't just use the same sleeves. I figured they would just paint those black and call it a day. No, they're completely different, so impressed there. Going further down, everything else is the same. From the waist down, they're identical. So, slightly altered here, and then totally changed out here. A little bit more differences than I expected. But you know what? Two different versions, both comic accurate, variants that make sense. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's standing at about 7.25 inches tall, which can translate to about 18.5 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Start with his head here. Of course, it's going to rotate from side to side. You can look up about that far, down about that far. Not too bad. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, giving a good amount of personality. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes about 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He does have a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area, increasing the range of motion and covering up that gap. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrists can rotate, and it's going to be hinged. Ball joint his torso, hidden pretty nicely under his armor. Rotate around, forward and back. Another ball joint his waist, rotate around, forward and back. Giving him pretty good range of motion here, mostly in the waist, not too much in the torso. Legs, almost complete as the splits. Not a ball joint, but a similar type concept. Rotation is non-existent. He's got a thigh cut, which is very unusual for McFarlane DC figure. Legs go forward about that far. Back, not much. Double jointed knees below that. Then his ankle here. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt. Rock, at least a little bit. And to articulation. Here's the Dark Detective in the Batcave, planning to retake Gotham. And here he is on a rooftop, overlooking his former city. Then, here's the Bruce Wayne Batman holding his grapple, about to scale down the side of the building. Here's the Dark Detective Batman meeting up with the Tin Fox Batman. They're making their plans to retake Gotham from the Magistrate. Now, here's Batman on the Drifter motorcycle. They make a pretty good combination. And the Dark Detective Batman riding on the Drifter motorcycle is a little bit different story. He fits on there, but it's not a perfect fit. And here's this new sleeveless version on the Drifter motorcycle. Here's both the new and the original Dark Detective, both on two different Drifter motorcycles that I have. I think they both look fantastic on this thing. Now let's check them out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the original trenchcoat version of the Dark Detective Batman. Then, next to the Tim Fox Batman. Tim Fox, Lucius Fox's son, donned the cape and cowl in Future State. Bruce Wayne has come back to Gotham, and they're working together. Here he is, next to the Clark Kent Superman and the John Kent Superman. In the Future State, I believe Superman has been taken off-world and is forced to fight gladiator style. Meanwhile, John Kent as an adult has become Superman. And here he is, next to Ghostmaker. Ghostmaker is labeled Future State, but I'm actually not even sure if he's in the Future State story. This is the exact same costume he wears in the Rebirth comics. Drop me a line in the comments if you know the answer. Is he actually in the Future State, or did they mislabel that figure? Here are all of the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures, specifically labeled Future State. I'm surprised they haven't given us a Red Hood. Now earlier I mentioned how this figure reminds me of the Fortnite Zero Point Batman. Now they don't make a figure of that, but he also reminds me of the New 52 Zero Year Batman, and they do make a figure of that. Here they are next to each other. A lot more basic, sleeveless Batman. And here's an image of the Zero Point Fortnite Batman. You can see the resemblance. Here's his Target exclusive Dark Detective Batman next to all the other Target exclusive McFarlane figures they've done so far. A couple of these have only been timed Target exclusives. I've seen the Red White Knight Batman and the Battle Damage Dark Knight's Metal Batman at Meyer. But pretty much everything else here you could have only gotten through Target, at least here in the US. Now let's check them out. Next to some other recent release McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the two newest Mega figures, Bane and Necron. Then, next to Batrocitus and the Speeding Bullets Batman. Here's the Dark Detective, next to the Blue Beetle and Booster Gold 2-pack. And here he is, next to the Walmart exclusive Gold Label Azrael Batman armor and Hal Jordan Parallax. And here he is, next to the Court of Owl's Talon and the Infinite Frontier Scarecrow. Then, next to the Future State, Superman, and the New 52 Static. And now, here he is, next to the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive Gold Label paint variants of the Arkham Knight Red Hood and Scarecrow. Here's this Batman, next to the Page Punchers First Wave, still trying to track down the black and white version of Black Adam. And here he is, next to the Black Adam movie figures. Then, next to the Blackest Nightwave, Collector Build Atrocitus. Here's the Dark Detective, next to Martian Manhunter, both Classic and Rebirth. And here he is, next to the Target exclusive Crime Syndicate, Ultraman, Superwoman, and Owlman. Then, next to all three versions of Lex Luthor in his power suit. And now, next to Duke Thomas from Tales of the Dark Multiverse, and the Batman Who Laughs, still dressed as Batman. And finally, here he is, next to both versions of the Zernar Batman, and all three variations of the Infinite Frontier Robin. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, with some more McFarlane Toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here he is, standing next to some NECA figures. Then, with some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestlers. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 collective figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is, next to some Mafex figures. Then, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, here he is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. Overall, it's a pretty nice figure, but I personally prefer the version with the trench coat on. I just think this figure looks a little bit more basic. It's a clever way to get reuse out of the same sculpt. This is a variant that makes sense. It's comic accurate, both of them are. Sculpt and paint job are excellent, no issues there. I'm just not fond of how the ears look when you're looking straight at the figure. Articulation is everything you'd expect from a McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. Ankles, a little low on the articulation part. His accessories, they're nothing new. He's got that rope and grapple. Display stand, collector's card, nothing really special there. If I had to rate this guy, probably going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. It's not a bad figure, but I think he's a little bit blander than the regular trenchcoat version. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.